Hey guys, this is Non Lammers of Invoked 101. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time, I guess I should say, because this is our first Grand Archive deck profile. Grand Archive is a brand new card game that I think has been out for about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the time of recording this. And I've been having a lot of fun playing this. I was lucky enough to play some demo events with this game, and this has been a really fun game for me to play. I've played in one locals tournament so far and did not do so great, but this is what I've been playing lately, and I do want to show it off. I have some other stuff for Grand Archives in the works, and if you guys like this, let me know. If you guys are interested in this, let me know. I'll put some stuff in the Discord for it. But before we get into this, I do want to give a shout out to some local guys that did help me out. They actually just started a podcast. They are the Floating Memory Podcast. It's hosted by Blank Ginger and Kinship, who also helped me acquire a ton of the cards in this deck. So big shout out to them. I'll try and put an iCard up for their little video. So that way, if you guys want to check that out and maybe learn a little bit more about this game, they are definitely the people to talk to about this game. So with that said, we're going to get into Fire Rye. So we're playing Rye Stormseer as our level 3, obviously. I'm going to start with the material deck, and then we'll go through normals, fires, and arcanes to show you guys that off. So starting us off, of course, we're playing the Rye Stormseer, Rye Archmage, Rye Spellcrafter, and the Spirit of Fire. These are kind of stock standard for Fire Rye. It's what you have to do. There is a different Rye, but it's not nearly as good as Stormseer. So there we go for those guys. Those are our champions that we're playing. For our regalias, I am playing the three baubles. They are just free draws for you. Like, it's good against anything because you will always have them, and of course you can always side them out. They make really great side outs for your regalias. And then for our actual regalias, I'm playing one Enduraceptor. This has been, and to kind of complement this, I'm playing the Jewel of Enlightenment. Both of these do work really well in tandem with each other, and I have liked the one little ping damage, as well as just being able to put this out, throw this on top, and then just use it. I know these probably aren't the best, but I like them. Crystal of Enlightenment is really cool for Rye, especially since he wants more levels. The only high cost, quote-unquote high cost, in our material deck is Tome of Knowledge with the cost of 1, and it just gives your champion a level. And the main reason we're playing it is because we are playing Tome of Sacred Lightning. Now, honestly, you could probably play that. There's a ring that lets you mulligan, or it's an orb that lets you mulligan. There's some other cards that let you do some really strong stuff. This is just what I have, so this is what I'm using, and this is what I've been enjoying. And it's what's working for me right now. So now that we got the kind of unimportant part out of the way, the part that most people know, let's get into the deck. Starting us off, I am playing 4 Library Witch. I find Library Witch is one of the most important, not most important, but it's one of the best allies Rye has at his disposal. Has Intercept, and it draws a card on death. Really, really good, especially for a 2-drop with 1 health. I want to cut this card for something else, maybe a 4th Barrier Servant, but I'm not totally sure. Mage's Disciple. Your champion gets a level, and on death, you draw a card. There's a fire card that is very similar to this, except I think this is better. It's 1 cost cheaper, and it does almost the same thing, except you don't have to attack. So yeah, champion gets a level, and on death, draw a card. Then I'm playing probably the best ally that Rye has at his disposal, which is 3 Barrier Servant. Barrier Servant has Intercept, and you can remove 2 Enlightenment counters from your champion to prevent her damage. She's a 2/2, which is really strong, and it's a 3-drop, which isn't too bad. It's a little high, but it's not crazy, so I do really like her. It's a card that I've enjoyed having in the deck, and I don't see removing. Again, like I said, I might cut Mage's Disciple for a 4th one of these. And then the last ally that I'm playing is 3 Dungeon Guide. Dungeon Guide is shaping up to be a format staple right now. With her ability being on enter, you can banish 2 cards at random from your memory, and if you do, you level up your champion. You level up he champions into a compatible champion from the material deck, ignoring materialization costs. Sorry, a lot of big words really fast. She's a 1/3, so she gets to swing and is a 3 cost, so she pays for herself. And with all the setup you can do with Rai, she can also buff your levels a lot earlier, or even put more in there than you normally would have, which is kind of nice. So that's it for our normal allies. Pretty standard, I feel. I don't know, because there's not a lot of like talk or content from what I've seen about this deck. But going into our spells, this is the main chunk of what our deck is, since Rai is more of a burn deck than a ally beater deck. So we're playing four Idle Thoughts. This is a insane card, having floating memory for free, as well as being able to stack the deck at 4 cards for a 1 cost. With Rai's ability to draw cards off of enlightenment counters, this sets up that, and it's good at any point in the game, as well as being floating, which is insane. I'm playing 2 Cramsess, which is another floating memory card, another 1-drop. It just gives your champion an extra level until the end of the turn. So for a 1-drop that gives you an extra level and a floating memory, it's not too bad. I'm only playing 1 Peer into Mana. I don't like this card per se. I think it's only great late game. It's a 4 cost. It's really slow and eats up a lot of stuff. It might be okay early game as well, but it's just one of those cards that if I don't see it like turn 1, I'm probably not going to use it. Then I'm playing 3 Careful Study. It's the 8 cost, but it does have efficiency, so it costs level less than to activate, and it puts 5 enlightenment counters on the champion. So really strong card. Definitely one that you want to see, especially when you get to Rai 3, so that way, or Rai 2 even, so that way you can get all those enlightenment counters, as well as the bonus level for activating a mage spell. That's it for the normals, for the normal chunk of the deck. We're playing 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 normal cards. So about a sixth of the deck, or no, sorry, quarter of the deck. For our fire card, starting us off is Ignite the Soul, another floating memory 1 cost card. It just pings the opponent for 1 damage, or the unit for 1 damage. So normally, and it's a fast card, which is really nice. It's a mage spell, so you can use it to get a free free enlightenment counter on your opponent's turn, which is really strong. Definitely a nice little 1-drop card for this deck. Then I am playing 3 Focus Flames. Focus Flames is another really strong card. It's a 2-drop that deals 4 to target ally. This card, and it also has a class bonus that it costs 1 less to activate, so it's basically a 1-drop that pings for 4. It's not fast, which kind of sucks, but this also wipes essentially anything off the table. Then I'm playing 3 Creative Shock. This is another really strong card. It's a draw 2, then discard a card, and a class bonus is if you discard a fire element, you can choose a unit and deal 2 damage to it. And it doesn't say target, which is really important because targeting is a thing. So this says choose. So I'm pretty sure this gets around stuff like Spell Shroud and a few other things. But again, I'm not like a master at this game, so I'm not totally sure. Next up is your main power spell. This card is absolutely insane. 4 Fireball. This is the main way you're going to be ending out games. It's a 4 cost with a class bonus that it costs 2 less to activate, making it a 2-drop. It is fast, and it deals 1 plus the level damage to target unit. Rai is all about gaining levels, so this makes this card a super lethal card with him. The last card I'm playing is 2 Purge and Flames. It's another efficiency spell. It's an 8 cost, but since it has efficiency, it's a lot cheaper. It says deal 2 damage to all units except for your champion. This includes your opponent's champion, and its class bonus is you deal 3 damage to them instead. This is really cool for wiping off your own, what are they called? Your own library witches to get extra draws, but it's also good for just clearing the board of little 3 allies. It's not super great because allies aren't super prevalent in the game, but also being able to hit for 3 on your opponent's champion is kind of nice with that. And that's the main reason we're playing the fire cards, is just to hit for damage. It's a lot of burn, a lot of quick burn. The only thing that explicitly basically takes out allies is the focused flames. Everything else can hit the champion. Last up is the arcane stuff, and this was something that I had to add in about 5 more cards because I wasn't seeing enough of them to make Dungeon Guide work. I found that Dungeon Guide really changes the way that Rai, in my opinion, got played prior to having that card. So we are playing 4 Arcane Sights. This card, This card is insane. I know I've said that about a lot of cards in this deck, but this card really is crazy. 0 cost, target champion gains a level and you draw a card. Or sorry, your champion gains a level and you draw a card. Really, really good. It is fast, so again, you can activate it on your opponent's turn to get that enlightenment counter when you're at Rye 3. Really, really good card. Then I am playing 4 Power Overwhelming. This is another 0 cost card. It says remove any amount of enlightenment counters from your champion. Your champion gets +1 level for each counter removed this way until the end of the turn. This is one of those cards. I had like one of them in my deck, and yeah, I had a buddy, Zen, who told me, he goes, you know, you should play way more of those because that with Fireball is lethal. And yeah, I get it now. It's crazy. Next up, shout out to Cashapp from the podcast, because he's the one who was saying he was going to try and make this work, and that's kind of the reason I wanted to put him in here. Conduit of the Mad Mage is a card that says whenever you activate a mage spell, wake up Conduit, and it gets +1 attack until the end of the turn. At the beginning of your end phase, sacrifice Conduit, and it floats. So whenever you activate, even if it's awake, it gains 1. So you swing, goes rest. You activate a mage spell, it comes back, swing, go rest. Now it's at 2, you swing, you just can keep doing that every time. This card has the potential to be insane, and I really hope it gets there. Next up is our 3 cost. I don't know how much I like this. We'll find out. I barely activate this. This is Arcane Disposition. Draw 2 at the beginning of your next end phase. Discard your hand. Bonus card, draw a card. So you're drawing 3 and then discarding, but you're basically going to be using all of those cards that you drew. So there's no real reason to not use this card. Next up is 2 of the 3 cost Anger of the Skies. Deal 3 damage to all allies. Class bonus, deal 4 to them instead. As you can tell, this is kind of just a beefier, what was it? Not Focus Flames. Actually, no, yeah, beefier Focus Flames or Purge and Fire. There we go. It's just a slightly chunkier Purge and Fire without efficiency. Then I was only playing one of these. 2 Spell Shield Arcane. This card is a fast 3 cost, and with class bonus, it's a 2 cost, and it says next time damage will be dealt to your champion, prevent it, put an amount of enlightenment counters on your champion equal to the damage prevented this way. This is really good, especially since Rye is kind of squishy with only 25 health at level 3, and generally you're playing kind of fast and loose, getting to that level 3 champion as quick as you can, at least in my experience, and Spell Shield Arcane can really save you from tanking a hit from Sylvie or tanking a hit from Lorraine, since that is a pretty bonkers. Oh, I am sorry. There was a 3rd Anger of the Skies, and it got lost somewhere among the rest of the cards. Sorry about that. But yeah, 2 of those. And then the last card, the big power spell that Rye has, 4 Arcane Blast. So this has efficiency. It's a 11 cost, and it says deal 11 damage to target champion. And if you're playing this deck correctly, you should be able to activate this for free. Arcane Blast with Fireball, or even Arcane, being able to just activate multiple Arcane Blasts, since Arcane Blast plus Fireball is usually enough to wipe out most champions off the table. That's really all you need to be doing. This is like your bread and butter. This plus Fireball really is what this deck is trying to do. This is 60 cards. The deck is a flat 60 cards. I don't have a side deck because I'm waiting to see exactly how the format at our locals venue shapes up. There's a lot happening right now where a lot of people are building different things. People are changing up what they're playing, moving from people switching up to Wind Rye or Fire Sylvie or Wind Sylvie and going building Xander. It's very cool to see everything happening right now. But yeah, that is the Fire Rye deck profile. This might be a little different than what some people who are playing this game is used to. I don't know. This game is very strange and very new. It reminds me a lot of the Transformers TCG, so if you guys ever played that, you might enjoy this game. I do find it a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. Again, big shout out to those guys at the Floating Memory podcast for helping me set all this up. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you've played this game, and let me know how you feel about me covering other card games, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.